so proud of is this moment in time where Coach Norvell, welcome to the Ram family. Amazing day. Got a couple of prepared remarks that I just want to share. First of all, thank you. Thank you, Joe, for that very kind introduction. As you might expect, it's a pleasure to be here with you here in Fort Collins, Colorado, December 7th, 2021. I think that's an important date to recognize. Today I'm honored to formally accept the position of head football coach here at Colorado State University. I want to begin by thanking some individuals that helped facilitate this process. First of all, members of the search committee. That was probably one of the most enjoyable conversations I've ever had with people, and just amazing, and especially Joe. The way he handled that search and his communication with me was amazing. I want to thank these people kind of affected me in my life. My parents, of course, Mary and Cynthia Norvell. They've recently passed in the last couple of years, but I do feel their presence here today. I've been around some amazing people, like Joe said. Joe Castiglione was our athletic director of Oklahoma. Hayden Fry, my college coach. Al Davis, the managing general partner of the Oakland Raiders, was a big mentor of mine. And Mike Leach and Hal Money have been great to me. Tom Moore, my offensive coordinator with the Colts. There's just been so many. Bob Stoops. I couldn't name them all. I also want to thank Joyce McConnell for the brief time that I've been able to spend with her. I just got glimpses of her amazing leadership. And I think this whole institution is very fortunate to have her at the top. I also want to thank the search firm, Collegiate Sports Associates, and Todd Turner. I've deeply appreciated the class and professionalism that they've shown, and I sense they have a team of people that really made this whole process effortless. Amazing job that they did. And so my acceptance today will be brief. I do have a couple things that I want to touch on that are really important. First of all, my upbringing. I'm from Wisconsin. I grew up in Madison. My parents were married to Cynthia Norvell. My father played at the University of Wisconsin. I like to say I grew up in the South End Zone at Camp Randall Stadium. And so I was around Big Ten football all my life. I have a younger brother, Aaron, who's 6 years younger than me. And we came up in a home of traditional values. Faith, hope, love, respect, hard work, dependability, through all the factors that were in our home. And I'm really fortunate in that. I attended Memorial High School in Madison, Wisconsin, very proud of that. And I was a good student. I was involved in football, basketball, and baseball, but it was football that I gravitated. In terms of my former education, I'm proud to stand here before you as a former student athlete. I'm a product of the student athlete experience, and think that's very valuable for all of us in this community and around the world. In college, I played for Hayden Fry, who was a Hall of Fame coach, and had an amazing group of assistant coaches. I earned my Bachelor of Arts there, and I remain active and involved in both personal and professional development. as a student athlete, I was transformed. And I have so much respect for that process and what we do to help change our culture really in our country. My professional experiences, I've had 10 different coaching positions in 30 years. Most recently, I was the head coach at University of Nevada. I've worked at great institutions, Oklahoma, UCLA, Texas, Nebraska, Arizona State, and I think those stops prepared me well for this day. I want to talk about three things that are so important to me in our program, and I mentioned this to the team earlier. The best teams that I've been a part of, we haven't had a lot of rules, but the rules that we had, we lived by them, and we never cheated on them. And our first rule that we live by is respect. We expect all the players to have respect for one another, treat each other the way they want to be treated. Coaches, equipment people, strength coaches, everybody in the program, we expect to be gentlemen. And I told the players today, I want gentlemen. Manners matter. And I think it comes from my mother's upbringing. But what's happened to manners in our society? I don't understand it. And it's amazing when people treat each other with respect, how few problems we have. And so that's so important to us. And so that's number one. The second one is to learn to live with 100% accountability. I've been around so many successful people, and the most successful people understand that it's the choices that they make that will lead to their success or failure. And so we want our players to understand that. And I start every meeting 5 minutes early. And I want our kids sitting there with a pad and pen ready to go. And there's an old saying that says, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. And I tell our kids all the time, the college campus is the most amazing place you can ever go to because there's an opportunity everywhere. And all you got to do is take care of it and take advantage of it. And so we want our kids alert and ready for their opportunity. It's so important. The third thing is good old-fashioned hustle. We all know what it looks like. And we want our kids to hustle in the classroom. We want our kids to hustle on the practice field. We want our kids to hustle in the community. And, there's another old saying, a train that's on the right tracks will still get run over if it doesn't do anything. And so you have to put some work into your plans. So those three things, respect, accountability, and hustle, what we build our culture over. And it's served us very well. And I told Joyce and Joe, I read a great book recently called The Culture Code. The very first line in that book was that the word culture comes from the Latin word cultus, and it means to care. And so the most important thing in your environment is to have an environment where the people in that environment know you care about it. It's a safe environment. And once they understand that, boy, can they really start to gravitate and listen to the things that you're trying to say. But that has to be established first, that you do care. And we'll assemble a staff of coaches that have spent their whole careers helping young people. It's so important. What's our team going to look like? What's our team going to look like? I've been affected by some of the great football people, and I think of myself as a football man. I know we're in Broncos country, I get that, but I worked for Al Davis, and he was unapologetic about building his program into the very best, and he would go to no lengths to make sure his team was the best. But one of the things that I learned from him was obviously to get the very best people. And it really helped form my philosophy about building a team. And so number one is the vertical passing game. I'm an offensive coach. I just believe you got to have an attack mentality to get the defense to respect you. And the only thing they'll really respect is if you try to run by them. And so, it's one thing to say that, it's another thing to have the players that can do it, okay? But you got to practice it, and you really have to make it part of your philosophy. And so we love big receivers, tall guys that can run. We love strong arm quarterbacks. And I've been in football a long time. There's a lot of people in football that don't know what a quarterback is or what it looks like or what you should look for in a quarterback. There's a lot of people making bad decisions about quarterbacks. So I appreciate that. But what we look for in a quarterback is number one, intelligence. Number two is accuracy. And I just think it's the worst feeling in the world when you're a fan and you go to a stadium and you know your quarterback can't throw. What's the worst feeling in the world? It's terrible. Okay, so we'll work hard not to have that happen. Okay? But the third thing is a passion for that quarterback. And so that's important. So the vertical passing game is number one. Number two is we love big players. We want to get big. We love big linemen, we love big receivers, we like our receivers that look like a basketball team. Guys who walk around with great height and range, and if we spread them out, match them up, it's going to be very difficult for a defense to match up with us. So we'll work real hard on that. We're doing that as we speak. The third is championship defense. And it's very difficult to win any team sport if you can't stop them from scoring. Okay, so we want a defense that's going to rush the passer. The passer must get hit. The quarterback's got to get hit. And we want to play bump and run defense. We want to take the air out of the coverage. I believe that there's not many good quarterbacks in college football. And so why would you give them any room to throw? Play tight coverage, take the air out of the defense, and make them earn every catch. We plan on having a good quarterback that can throw complete passes, so we want to make it real difficult on the ones that don't. And so that's number three. Number four is a fanatical group of special teams players. And on our team, everybody will play special teams. On our team, all starters will play special teams. We have great kickers, punters, and specialists that are ready to perform when the game's on the line. I just believe that's really important formula of winning football. And then lastly, but most importantly, a group of special men that have grit. And that's the most important thing. And football's tough. Football's hard. I told the players, when you lose, it's hard. When you lose twice, it's even harder. And, I'm an old soul. I told President McConnell, I'm on the cutting edge of innovation. We use computers and virtual reality and all this stuff to help us learn how to throw the ball better. But I'm old school traditionalist. And, Bear Bryant said, you never know how a horse will plow until you look into a heavy load. And I told the players today, we're going to look into the heavy load. We're going to find out what you can pull. Because when you lose and you get in the fourth quarter in a tough game, it's that grit, it's that resilience, it's that fortitude that you got to get back up and fight. And so that's what we're going to develop. That's what we want to be known for. We want to be known for a team with grit. We want to be known for a team when it gets knocked down, it gets back up, and it gets back up again. It gets back up one more time. And never, ever, ever gives up. That's what we want to be known for. Lastly, my closing comments. My wife Kim is not here today, and my son Jaden, but Kim's my best friend. She's my soulmate. She's the most important person in my life. And we are very proud make your home our home. And today's a great day to be around. And I'm sorry when I talk about things in the word like it's been an emotional few days. But I'm humbled by the confidence that President Joe had in me. And I'm going to say one last comment before I finish. And I really believe this. I talk to the players all the time about focus. I'm a student of people's body language and their energy. And I really believe that energy is the most important thing about getting something done. I really do. And I just look at people, I watch their body language, and I am convinced that your energy is where your focus is. And I tell the players that all the time. When I see a kid slouching on the field, you know, he's not ready to get anything done. When I see a guy looking at me and he's dialed in, I can feel his energy. But I want to say this to Ram Nation. When you have one person that's focused and has energy, it's a powerful thing. When you get a whole group of people that are focused and have energy in that stadium, wow. 2 + 2 = 10. And that's what we're going to do.